The I-Team now. A Georgia state senator says nothing improper happened when he was given dozens of used steel beams from a bridge project in Madison County. That donation came from a private company working under a state contract.
Frank Ginn also happens to be the chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee. He told Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis he was trying to do the contractor a favor. Randy.
That's right, Courtney. That's how Senator Ginn sees it. But regardless of who is doing whom a favor here, a powerful state lawmaker wound up with tons of steel on his property, much of which he agrees will go for his personal use.
It will be many months before state contractors finish the new bridge on Highway 281 in Madison County and the bypass bridge in Athens-Clarke County. Months of hot, hard work and thick, headache-inducing traffic.
Of course, before you build a new bridge, you've got to get rid of the old bridge. And that means also getting rid of all the old concrete and steel. But how did some of that steel wind up at the home of a powerful state lawmaker?
This is the home of State Senator Frank Ginn. Those long pieces of steel you see below, about 24 in all, come from here, the original support structure for that now demolished bridge in Madison County.
I want to make sure that it's on the record that
Senator Ginn chairs the powerful Senate Transportation Committee.
We're doing a story about those steel beams that are sitting on your property right now. Can you tell us why they're there?
Snell was trying to get rid of them down at the bridge, and I told him, I said, I got a place I can put them. Said I might want to build a building out of them.
So why did you get them as opposed to someone else?
I guess I was the first person to ask him. I'm not sure.
Is it because you're the chairman of the Senate Transportation Committee?
I would hope not.
No one from E.R. Snell, the company in charge of the Madison County Bridge, would respond to our attempts for information. Someone with knowledge of the beams sent us these pictures taken from ground level. Ginn and a friend moved the beams to his property using their own equipment. He said some of the beams still had concrete attached, which he's in the process now of removing. Local scrapyards told us it's difficult to determine the total scrap value without seeing the beams, but the estimates start at $31,000 for the lot.
Did you even think about it, that it could look like a bad thing to do to take something of value from a state contractor?
You're saying there's a big value there. I don't believe that's the case. They were trying to get rid of them.
Well, you're clearly going to use it for something. You don't have to pay for whatever that steel would be for the project that you had in mind, correct? So you're saving some money.
Well, I don't know. I haven't built the beams, and I haven't gotten those beams have a lot of work to do to them to get them to something I can use.
What does the Georgia Department of Transportation have to say? Once the demolition begins, taxpayers no longer own the bridge. DOT says it's up to the contractor to decide what happens to the debris. But not always.
It worked out really good for the county.
Madison County hauled 50 truckloads of old concrete from another DOT bridge demo, using it for erosion control at the jail.
And we're very thankful that we were able to get this from the state of Georgia because it saved taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars because it was going to have to be fixed.
But instead of letting his people haul it away immediately like Senator Ginn did with the steel, the same contractor called DOT, which had the county fill out all this paperwork, including a required cover letter, the route of the transport, and where the concrete would be kept.
It was a little bit of a hassle, but like anything else, it was worth every bit of it.
The DOT said because concrete is a waste product, more monitoring is required for where it winds up.
State says paperwork is required for concrete, not required for steel beams.
I would think there's a flaw in that because the only thing that has any value would have been steel beams to me.
But Ginn still thinks he did the right thing. He delivered 6 of his beams and 2 concrete sections to a local Christian camp in Madison County. The concrete came from the bypass bridge.
They asked me about helping them to build a bridge between Danielsville and Iowa, so we're going to use some of the beams there.
And as for the rest,
I plan to build a building is what I'm going to do, a farm shop.
On your property?
That's what I'd hope to do.
I talked to Senator Ginn again late today. He still believes this is not a story, but a political attack on him by his opponents. But there's some steel sitting on his property there that did not belong to him to begin with.
So the contractor, Snell, could they have conceivably sold this steel for scrap for the $31,000 figure you mentioned?
Excellent question. I wish they had called us back, Russ. I'd like to know, what did they do with other steel from other bridge demo projects they've done in the past? They've had a lot of contracts in Georgia over the years. I mean, was it a first come, first serve sort of thing? And Senator Ginn just happened to be the first person there? Or, were they Was he doing them a favor, or were they doing him a favor? There's a lot of questions that we still haven't gotten answers to yet on this.
Well, it looks like you're still working to find some more answers.
We are.
All right, Randy, thanks.
Okay.